Are you a new crocheter and you don't know what supplies to get? Let me help you with that right now. There's really basically 4 crochet supplies for a new crocheter. The most important thing, of course, is the yarn that you choose. You will also need a crochet hook to do your stitches, a tapestry needle to weave in your ends, and some scissors to cut the yarn. Let me go into more depth with each of those right now. Here we have 2 different yarns. Both of them are worsted weight acrylic yarn. And the way you can tell if it's worsted weight, let's see, they are both in here. The number 4 medium weight is a worsted weight yarn. And they also both say 100% acrylic here and here. Each yarn company is going to have their labels a little different. But the big difference between these two is this is a more tightly twisted yarn, and this one is a more loosely twisted yarn. This one is softer, but it splits a lot easier, and I don't recommend that for beginners. So I would recommend this brand, the Red Heart Super Saver, or anything similar to that. What you want to look for is that tightly twisted. Acrylic is going to give you the most yardage for your money. You want to make sure it's smooth. You don't want a bumpy yarn or one that goes from fat to thin or anything like that. And I would suggest a lighter color. You never want to learn to crochet with black because it's one of the hardest colors to see. So this yarn would be great for beginners. It retails for anywhere around $250 to $350 in the US. If you're in another country, look for something similar. You could even start with wool if you want, but for beginners, I recommend something that's not too expensive. Now let's look at the hooks. Hooks come in lots of different shapes and sizes. They come in sets. This was the first set that I ever got back in the 1970s. So that shows my age, but this served me well for many years. There's padded hooks. This comes in a set with all different sizes. Here's 3 more padded hooks, different types. They'll come in a set for regular hooks too. One thing you want to know or learn as you're learning to crochet is that there are 2 different styles of hooks. This style is a tapered style because you can see it tapers down from this part of the hook down to the top. This hook is an inline style and it's straight. This is a Susan Bates hook and this is a Boye hook. And each crocheter will quickly find which style of hook they prefer using for their projects. I am a Boye hook person, but I know a lot of other people who are Susan Bates people. And whichever hook you find most comfortable and easy to work your stitches is the style that you should get. I would not suggest going out and buying a hook set until you know which style you like. And I would suggest getting certain sizes to begin with. So G, H, I, and J hook sizes are pretty much the 4 most common sizes, and you can use any of those with the worsted weight yarn that you use. Those are the basic things I wanted to teach you today about yarn and crochet hooks. I'll be doing some future videos about both of these subjects in depth, so be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss those videos. Let's look at the other 2 crochet supplies that you're going to need, the tapestry needle and the scissors, more in depth right now. Let's start with the tapestry needle. Tapestry needles come in metal or plastic. I don't have any plastic myself, but I have tons of metal ones. They also come in different sizes, so you can tell this one is much bigger for thicker yarn and bigger stitches. This one's kind of a medium size, and this one's a small size. And if you have thinner yarn and smaller hooks, you're going to want to have the smaller size or the medium size. Actually, this medium size still works with the worsted weight yarn. Some tapestry needles also come in a little bent tip, and those are great too. Now, the way you know that they're going to be tapestry needles, obviously they say tapestry needle on each of these packages, but the tapestry needle has a blunt tip. So if you poke yourself, you will not draw blood. You do not want a sharp needle, you want the blunt tip tapestry needle to work with. Let's look more in depth with scissors now. I have just various scissors here. Obviously this is not scissors, but I'm going to tell you about this in a minute. Your scissors have to be sharp enough to cut the yarn. So let's demonstrate all of these here. That cuts well. This cuts well. And this cuts well. So all three of these would be good candidates for scissors to use for crochet, because at the end of your project you need to cut the yarn. You could have some folding scissors if they cut well. What I like to use this little goodie for, and you'll probably recognize this as a little dental floss container. This has no floss in it anymore, but this cutter here is great because I can use it on an airplane to cut my yarn. And they won't take this away from you at TSA. You can get through any airport with it. So this is great to use for travel. I hope you've enjoyed this look at the basic crochet supplies that you'll need to get started. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more crochet videos in the future. I'll be bringing out new crochet videos all the time. I'm very excited to share all kinds of things about crochet with you to help you improve your crochet skills and knowledge. If you have any specific things that you'd like me to cover, please let me know in the comments section. Thanks for watching and happy crocheting to all of you. Thing I want to mention about scissors. Keep them away from your children and your husband.